Welcome back, folks. I'm Frizz, and today let's talk about the Thaumaturge class in Pathfinder 2e. While I have talked about the Thaumaturge before on this channel, since then the final rules for it are actually out now, and I, actually have experience playing a Thaumaturge, so this video is going to have way less baseless speculation, which is lovely. The Thaumaturge is one of my favorite classes in the game now, so let's just get into talking about it. Now, if you're new to Pathfinder 2e, you might not know what I'm talking about when I mention the Thaumaturge class, which is very reasonable. It's a class that is original to Pathfinder 2e, and it is buckets of fun. Thaumaturges are a charisma-based martial class that uses esoteric knowledge to exploit the specific weaknesses of their opponents. Basically, if you want to play a monster hunter who pulls out the exact tool for the job, or MacGyver's a tool to kill something on the fly, the Thaumaturge is perfect for your purposes. Outside of being a monster hunter class, one of my favorite things about the Thaumaturge class as a whole is how ridiculously flexible it is as a whole. The main choice that you make as a Thaumaturge is what implements of power you want to end up using, rather than making a single choice for your subclass. Like a lot of classes in this game, Thaumaturges get to pick a total of 3 implements as they level up from the 9 choices of implements available, and then they get to pick which ones they actually want to improve and get the, Adept and Paragon benefits with. This leads to an actually ridiculous amount of ways to combine different implements together to make each individual Thaumaturge. And also, the implements are all super cool and flavorful. Each implement fills a particular role, and there are 3 different ways of using implements. As an example, the Amulet, Bell, and Weapon implements use your reaction, while the Chalice, Mirror, and Wand implements actually require you to use actions on your turn. Finally, the Lantern, Regalia, and Tome implements are all passive boosts to your character, so you can mix and match what you want to use. If you already have a reaction you really like, then maybe you don't want to pick an implement that uses your reaction. You can get what you want for what matches your character concept. Of course, they aren't all made equally. Both the weapon and wand implements are designed to do damage, but while the weapon implement is simple and powerful, the wand implement is just a little bit of a letdown since it doesn't really interact well with most of the other Thaumaturge class features. While it's still situationally useful, it just doesn't mesh well with the rest of the class particularly well, which stands out since all of the other implements do an amazing job of that. Now, that is not to say that I don't think people should pick the wand implement. I'm just saying that it is much more niche than the other implements, but while still being good. It is the worst of the bunch. It is not bad. Naturally, there are some other slight issues with the class, as no class is going to be perfect. One that I have seen being brought up a lot, though, is that just like the Inventor, Thaumaturges are a martial class whose key ability score isn't strength or dexterity. This means that for some characters and for some levels, they're just going to be objectively less accurate, and that's really impactful for a martial character. After all, in combat, basically every martial character relies on actually hitting what they're trying to hit to contribute anything meaningful. And if you aren't as accurate as everyone else, that isn't gonna really feel great. Now, speaking as someone who is currently playing a Thaumaturge, this shouldn't be a deal breaker for you. While yes, Thaumaturges are likely to have a bit less accuracy than other people in the party, that doesn't make them not effective or something. So long as you're trying to get into flanking, or literally anything else to boost your accuracy or reduce the AC of your enemy, it really isn't that bad. Plus, Thaumaturges have amazing damage if they use Exploit Vulnerability and implements Empowerment, and trust me, you're going to be using both. Like, seriously, Thaumaturges can have some of the highest static damage modifiers in the game, while still being able to use agile weapons, unlike barbarians. So while Thaumaturges are a bit less accurate, don't make you think that makes them bad martials. I guess that now I've had some experience with the Thaumaturge, I think that they're a really expertly designed class. I'm confident that they can basically fill every role in a party depending on how they're built, and they absolutely nail feeling like a monster hunter. Effectively, the Thaumaturge is both a incredibly fun and nuanced class mechanically, while also having some incredibly fun flavor at the same time. What's not to love? Thanks for watching. I do really like the Thaumaturge, since Their approach to being a martial character is very different from other classes. It's a great breath of fresh air, and that's just wonderful. What do you guys think about them? Also, if you have made a Thaumaturge, tell me about them. Let me know all that in a comment down below, of course, because I am, in fact, a YouTuber. Regardless, until I see you next, live a wonderful life.